Shanti, can you explain how you would talk to a child that doesn't believe in God after losing another child who happens to be their cousin?
Yes, this is a good question. First thing, God is the term we used. God means supreme power. So the word God even is offending for some people. So we are using that for supreme consciousness. So some people say, I believe in God. Okay? And some people say, I don't believe in God. Both are escapist. You believe in God based upon explanation of some master or some scriptures. You don't have experience. And you disbelieve because based upon your mind that cannot comprehend. So God is a supreme consciousness. In a yogic term, it is Brahman. The term Brahman is supreme consciousness. That supreme consciousness reflects within each creature. It's called Atman. Atman is Ansha, means part of Brahman. So it is identical. Atman and Brahman identical. In my last book, Zero is Infinity. Zero refers to Atman. Brahman refers to Supreme Consciousness. God is not the subject of discussion. God could not be understood by thoughts, by mind, because mind is part of Brahman. How can part know the whole thing? Simple example. Our eyes cannot see our entire body. Our hands, though their arms are strong, can lift up big object, but cannot lift up ourselves. We are in the world, on this planet, we cannot see entire planet. Part cannot know. There is a story, that some blind men were put in front of elephant to describe elephant. This is a classical story. So somebody who was touching the body of the elephant said, elephant is like a wall. Somebody was touching the legs, elephant is like a pillar. Somebody was touching the tail, elephant is like a rope. This gives is only partial explanation. So the conclusion is, God is not the subject. Our senses are limited, we cannot understand it. It is only waste of time. It is personal experience. How can you experience for yourself? Anyone who is skeptic, believer or not, especially skeptic doesn't believe, ask them the question, who doesn't believe in God? Who? I don't believe in God. What is I? And they investigate. This is the process of scriptures. Do you mean your body? No. My mind? No. You go inward until you come to the point that only I remains as consciousness. And this consciousness, if you look further, where I is, consciousness has no form, no comparison, no size, shape. So really investigating further, I disappears. I disappears into infinity, infinite I. So one becomes God. This is the experience of God. That means God can be experienced by personal experience. If somebody has personal experience, they cannot relay it. Because to express it, you have to use your speech and action. And they are too short to explain. This is why all the great masters who had higher experience, they tried to explain it and people misunderstood it. And this is why there is quarrels of different religions, because the real experience cannot be conveyed. But they can show you the direction. See? It is like subjective experience and objective experience. Somebody who found electricity, they would show you how to plug in and turn on the switch, right? Or turn on the switch to turn on AC. This is objective. Anyone can share the research. But subjective experience, you have to experience yourself. So how do we experience ourselves? We listen to the masters who have experienced themselves, and they show you the direction. So Patanjali in Raja Yoga shows the directions, Eightfold Path. Buddha shows in his way. Christ showed in his way. All religious masters. Muhammad had experience. Many times people get experience, they have preparation, they understand. But for example, Muhammad did not experience. So he tried to describe the experience, and then he said angel from heaven gave him, So people build fantasy and gets corrupted. Experience is the same, everyone cannot describe. As soon as you describe, it falls short. So only way they can explain is neti, neti. Not this, not this. Eliminating, eliminating, eliminating. And then what remains, that is what God is. An example is onion. Onion, peel the layers, layers, layers. When you peel all the layers, what remains? Nothing, the space. So the space which is within onion, the same space is outside. So Brahman is what is within, with it without. So Brahman is experienced when you become Brahman. And this is why all the scriptures say, thou art that. That means you are that. Okay. Moses says, I am that I am. Other one is aham brahmasmi. Like I am Brahman. Tattvamasi, thou art that. I am Atma Brahman. Soham. All this expression is God is nothing but you. Because when you are unconscious, when you are in deep sleep, where is God for you? God exists because you exist. And that existence itself is God. Okay. Any question on this? Just so really, essence is, God is experience, you cannot talk about it. It gets diluted. Only to experience, we have to tread the path. It is not the path for masses, it's an individual path. So spiritual practice is individual path, individual journey, and you have to tread your own path. There are no trails, only there is direction. So we look at the finger of the master instead of, we don't look at the finger of the master, but look at the direction and follow their guidance. So this is, they call Shruti, direct experience of master. Shruti, Yukti, Anupati. Shruti means listening to spiritual master. Yukti means logically you understand and comprehend. And Anupati is practice and experience for yourself.